This is, I think, the first live stream that I've done this year because I was really trying to take my winter arc seriously. And so I thought I would just start by, I guess, reintroducing myself for those of you who don't know who I am, but also just for the replay, I um, would love to welcome in anyone who's new. So, hi, my name is Alicia Yang. I am a psychic strategist and legacy and wealth architect. But what I really have been wanting to do from my tarot readings on TikTok and expanding is really getting into identity work and helping those who are meant to lead the new world order to help them align with that mission. It was really kind of crazy, my journey throughout all of this. And like, I've been doing a lot of identity work, which I think is a very difficult thing to do. I'm going to be honest. Like, I understand why people um, don't want to do identity work because the reality of the matter is that identity work is something that really requires you to dismantle every single thing that you know and believe to be true. And so it's jarring and it causes more than a tower moment. And it is painful and it is terrifying. And it's something that isn't necessarily something that many people want to do. Not many people need to do it. But I think that for people who are really have a double mission and are here to actually pave the new way for the new earth, it is really, really important to be able to do so, if that makes any sense. So I thought for today, just to celebrate, because I was like, man, I just miss going live. Like, I got off of TikTok because obviously, TikTok is no longer TikTok anymore with that algorithm and everything that they're doing. But I think that uh, I think that it's also important to remember that this is in a way the theme of 2026. Okay. I think that what we have to remember is as everything is crumbling, as the old world, hi, how are you? Come on in. Uh, but I feel like this whole entire year, so I'm just going to talk about it more so from a spiritual sense, but the crumble of the old world order, like of the patriarchy and all of that, is actually a really good thing. And things need to change because of the fact that this is happening on a global and a spiritual level too. If you were on spiritual talk, TikTok, like you start to realize that there's also a spiritual war happening at this current point in time, right? And so what I think is really fascinating is that like we have to have the old order crumble in order for the new to rise. And when we start looking at all of these different topics, you can actually apply them personally to your life so that you can still make a lot of wealth in 2026. You can build your empires in 2026. You can still find love. You can still find community. You can still find support, even though the atrocities that are happening everywhere are getting worse, right? So I'm not saying turn a blind eye to that, but what I'm saying is that like what I've been going through my winter arc has been just receiving a lot of downloads on how things are going to be playing out. And so I'm kind of excited for February because January was definitely a disaster, or for lack of a better word, a dumpster fire. And now it's like we are starting to wake up and like from our winter slumber. And so now it's going to be sort of this time to like, you know, ask yourself, who are you really wanting to be moving forward? What is the identity that you want to claim and embody so that you can have all the things despite all the things going wrong? Maybe you're the calm in the storm. Maybe you're the one that helps people out of trouble. Maybe you're the one that, you know, gives solace or heals or whatever. I don't know, right? You have your own chart. You can do the things. But what I find really fascinating is the fact that we have this opportunity because the full moon in Leo was yesterday. And so it's the energies are still really strong today. And it's really, really important because full moon in Leo is asking you like to embrace who you truly are, to stop hiding it, to stop being suppressed, to stop allowing them to force you to live in fear. You can't. You can't get abundance from fear, right? So the thing is that though with power comes responsibility, and that is something that I've always like it is the hill that I will die on because that's why I feel like I personally idolize so many celebrities growing up because I was like, "Oh my god, they have so much influence, they have so much power." But then when they set bad examples, I'm just so disappointed because I'm like, "You have this opportunity, you have this platform, you could actually really say something and like help people and like you're not. And so what am I doing?" Right? So I felt like, all right, like when you have that kind of power, and power can be beauty, money, right? It comes in attention, influence. It comes in a lot of different forms, authority. So when you have that kind of power, like you need to be able to wield it responsibly. But what does wielding power responsibly look like? It looks like love, but it can't just be love because only love. That's why I'm sorry, I'm not this. I'm just not this girl. But I'm like, love and light is not all it. I'm sorry, not sorry. Because when you only do love, it creates enablement. And then it allows people to, like, it enables bad behavior. So you have to have discernment, right? You have to discern when, like, when is enough enough. But discernment without love is cruelty. And we already have enough cruelty to go around. So we don't need any more. We don't need any more cruelty. But we need to have power that's wielded responsibly through love and discernment. And I think that is one of the solutions that needs to happen moving forward. I also think that it's going to be coming from moving from a patriarchy to a matriarchy. So the leaders that are going to be standing up on the stage and are going to be taking over are going to be ones who are thinking about the people, are going to be thinking about their constituents, are going to be thinking about, or just going to, it's going to be about helping the community, helping each other, making sure that our elderly are taken care of, that children have proper care, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, having the proper education, all this stuff. Because it's like, it's kind of like that famous phrase, like you're only as strong as your weakest link. So it's like you want to make sure that your weakest link is super strong, right? So that y'all can thrive together. That's more of like a matriarchal, like it's about nurturing, it's about harmony, it's not about a hierarchy of power. And I think like that in itself is going to lead the way. And what I'm really excited about seeing is like these matriarchal leaders coming up in their own little communities before they actually, you know, rise up while everything's crumbling because we need to have something that is viable to take its place. So, February is going to be kind of crazy and intense. I did write an entire Substack post today about it. So if you are watching the replay or if you are watching live, you can actually go to my Substack and read about it for free. But basically, Mercury is entering Pisces this month, and then it's going retrograde in Pisces. So it's going to really be about like, all right, who do you imagine yourself to be? And then how can you take steps in order to get that accomplished, right? And then uh so you're going to be refining that, right? And then we've got Venus entering Pisces, right? So that's going to be really dreamy. There's going to be a lot of karmic relationships coming through or karmic lessons coming through. So if you've done the work, awesome. If you haven't, I will pray for you. I've just finished going through mine and it's intense. Um, and then Saturn is also moving into Aries this month. joining Neptune in Aries. And so Saturn, the Lord of planet and discipline, the Lord of planet, the Lord of discipline, right? And karma, like daddy karma is coming in and being like, listen, like you want to be a leader, you want to do these things, you want to innovate, you want to step into this new life, because Aries warrior, the noble warrior, fire sign, etc. So then are you going to like step up? And if you are, great. Did you do the work to earn that title? If so, you're going to be massively rewarded in the next 2 years. Mark my words. Mark my words. The next 2 years will be so freaking good for you, right? And you're going to start getting that attention and leading the people and getting all the things. If you haven't been doing the work in the past 7-8 years of it being in Taurus, right? Then, oh no, that's Uranus. Anyway, you're going to feel it and you're going to have to learn those lessons. So hopefully you did the work. Then moving on from that, what else is happening this month? There's a lot happening this month. Oh, and then the official Chinese New Year is happening on February 17th while we're having a solar eclipse in Aquarius. And it's super exciting because this is finally like a new shift in signs for the eclipses. And this eclipse is literally an out with the old and in with the new. I feel like that's sort of the theme for I feel like this is just the theme for like 2026. Yes, just please stay off the road. Right. So I feel like, when we are priming up, this year is going to be wild, but when we are priming up for this very fiery year. In Chinese astrology, it is the year of the fire horse. The year of the fire horse is it's like if it's the most powerful fire sign in all of the Chinese zodiacs. And so this is going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaotic and it's going to be fast. And so the people who are going to be able to have a really sharp mind and really take bold take bold action and do it quickly, like before someone even finishes a sentence, they're going to be years ahead of everyone else. Why are the lights flickering? Because they're plugged into the outlet. I'm not sure, like it's just pulsing. I don't know. They look normal in real life. Um, so yeah, astrology. Yes, I know a lot about astrology. But if you wanted the thing, you can always go and follow my Substack and subscribe to my Substack too for free. So with Chinese astrology, I think it's really fascinating though, because like this year is you're gonna so Fire Horse is going to really like put into the limelight a lot of like influencers and content creators and people in firewood industries like acting or music or whatever. And it's going to be interesting to see who blows up and who doesn't. But it's also going to be interesting to see who rises and who falls quickly. Because even though this is like a really, really strong fire energy, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to stay in that firepower for long. A lot of the times with this ding fire, which is basically like the sun, it's like it can burn really fast like Aries, but it can also die really fast like Aries, right? Think about it like a firecracker. It's explosive and then it's gone, right? This isn't just a long sustaining fire in your fireplace or a candle that lasts for hours. This is something that lasts, like it's big and then it dissipates. So for those of you who want to get through this, it's like build what you want your legacy to be about. That's been a really big download that's been coming through. It's like if you do not have a lot of firewood in your Chinese chart, it's fine. Like build your legacy and you're going to be able to build something that lasts for lifetimes instead of just like a year, if that makes any sense, right? So, I feel like I feel like something that is really important to understand as well is that I feel like I feel like awareness and, like, self-care is gonna be so important because there's gonna be so much of this, like there's gonna be a lot of noise. It's gonna be loud, it's gonna be a lot of noise, it's gonna be, like, the comment section of people just, like, copying an attitude and trolling and bullying and all of this stuff and shouting their opinion and, like, which side is what, and it's like, you know, you have to figure out a way to be able to, like, keep your nervous system calm through the chaos because there's going to be a lot and there's going to be a lot of stuff happening globally, politically, spiritually, everywhere. Those people who have done the work, it's going to be great because you're going to be able to get all the good things. Um, but this is really a moment for you to truly step into who you truly are. And I think that's kind of one of the most exciting things, honestly, that I have been getting downloads about with with this year in particular. I feel like the people who are the visionary leaders and chosen ones are going to, they have been going through this inner working so that they can move forward ahead and really be able to have the courage to stand up, speak their truth, stand tall, know how to like enforce their boundaries, know how to be able to like help those around them in their communities and be able to take that love and still spread love and kindness and be a beacon of hope. And that is what I am most excited for, to see those people rise because we definitely all need it. We all need it. So, one of the things that I wanted to do while I was live was I was gonna like pull some cards just to kind of see what channeled messages came through. Um, because I feel like things are coming to a head. Like I know that I switched timelines like a couple of times, but just recently it was really wild. And like a friend of mine confirmed it because we were both like switching at the same time. And it was kind of fascinating at how like things were like lining up differently, which was really kind of cool. And I felt like it was something I feel like we're going in the right direction. So let me pull some cards and see what comes through, and then we'll go from there because I was trying to think about what were the other things that I wanted to share. I had so many things that I wanted to share about my personal journey, but we'll save that for another video. But hold on one second. Let's see. Should we do I know this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to start with pulling from the Healing Waters Oracle deck. We'll see what happens. I haven't used this deck a lot actually, but I feel like a lot of people need some comfort. So I know for me, like, as I've been working with my guides and all of that, like, um, we need to like give ourselves permission to like be comforted and to be nurtured and to rest, so that we can receive. And I think that's really important too. So if you need to do that, please, do that. Let's see. I'm going to put on some, not that, do this. All right. So, all right, let's see. What message do you have for us today? Like, what do we need? What message do you have, and what do we need to do moving forward? Let's do that first. Let's see what happens. Okay. Cosmic Ocean. I love this. Oh my God, I love this. Current dreams, future realities, new beginnings. And I feel like that is completely perfect for what we're going through. So there's the card. Very beautiful, right? All right. I have not worked with this deck a lot, but let's see. Let's just read from the book and then I'll give you my downloads. All right. So it says, um, water features water features in the creation stories of countless cultures across the globe. Uh, Perhaps more so than any other natural substance from history. Echoing through these symbolic narratives about the birth of the world is the notion that everything originated from water. Many creation myths speak of life arising from the primordial waters or the great cosmic ocean. The Rig Veda, the oldest Indian sacred text, states that creation began within the darkness where all was an unrecognizable salty ocean. And to the ancient Babylonians of Mesopotamia, in the beginning, there was both salty water and sweet water, which merged to create the gods. In many creation myths, transformation and emergence occur in the places where natural elements overlap. While Celtic mythology doesn't have a specific creation story, there is a fable of Ikoa, I- Ioka, a white mare born from the foam where the sea met the land from the time before time began. This card is one of promise, hope, and new beginnings. What dreams are making their way into your consciousness? So journal that or you can comment with that, right? Um, what is it that you are dedicated to creating? While the manifestation may not be immediate, time will bring things to fruition. Trust in the whispering dreams of your destiny, just as the new beginnings of a stream may one day flow into the vast ocean. Something new is beckoning to be born, so dare deep and wide. Dream your future into reality. What's the biggest dream you have that even you are yet to admit? So I feel like this is really apropos. I will definitely I think I need to just I will screenshot that and I will add that into a separate post on my Substack, but I feel like that is super duper profound because I feel like that's exactly what the stars are even asking us to do, which is to like I feel like you just need to journal these questions. Okay, I'm going to repeat the questions. It is what dreams are making their way into your consciousness? What is it that you're dedicated to creating? And what's the biggest dream you have that even you are yet to admit? I feel like if you answer those three questions and then you start to embody the identity of the person that can make it come true, you're going to be light years ahead of everyone else. That was so profound. Okay, that made me happy. Thank you, universe. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That was exactly what I needed to hear personally. All right. Let's pull now from I feel like I want to use my autumn mist deck. No. Never mind. I lied. Yes. Okay. Here we go. We can do this one. Is that one good? Okay, yeah. So we're gonna do the Everyday Witch Tarot deck. I could do my should I do that one instead? No, okay, we'll just do this one. God, I love this deck. This deck has been such a great deck. And one of my friends gave it to me, or not, she mentioned it for me. Yeah, that was a really good thing. All right, so. Aw, bumper. Thank you. You are so sweet. Thank you. That's very sweet. God took his time making me. Well, I mean, I definitely, I am, it's really fascinating that you say that because I feel like, and this is what's so fascinating about perspective and about ascending and evolving, um, because I I don't know, just like every other human on this planet I have my insecurities, but anytime I felt bad about myself, I would take like a mental image of like my mom's face and my dad's face and then like be like, all right, what other combination could I have turned out as? And I could have been like really hella ugly. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, you just switch up like like the features and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, like, listen, we all were dealt certain cards as we were, when we were born. So you just have to work with what you have. And I'm always very grateful for the gifts that I was born with. As I pull the Lovers card, I pulled the Lovers card. Clock it. Clock it. Oh, thank you, Bumper. This is true. Sending love and good vibes, Rie. Well, I'm sending you love and good vibes to you too. I think we need more of that. Because as I pull, it's like the nine of swords. So a lot of that like anxiety and that like nervous system freak out and stressing over what's happening and all of the atrocities that are like super duper, upsetting. And it's like, oh my God. But what's crazy is, look, you have nothing to worry about because the Six of Swords is the victory card and you're going to be fine. So if that is just something that you want to just take from this and like whatever, like here's your sign. There's no need to worry and fear and like get your, anxiety all bundled up because you're going to be victorious. Oh my God, confirmation. Claim that in the comments below. Jesus Christ, I needed that. I'm Indian and lesbian. Interested? I would love for you to be my friend, but unfortunately, I'm straight. But thank you for asking. Ooh, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So let's just see what message comes through. I still think like good things will be happening, but it's just going to be a crazy year. All right. So what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Okay. Queen of Swords. So here, hold on. Will that go into focus? Queen of Swords. All right. So with the Queen of Swords here, I'm getting that you need to master that mindset while still being maternal. Like you still need to have kindness and compassion, but you need to be crazy logical. You need to like master your mind and you need to think before you act. It's so weird because with the Fire Horse year, it's going to be like go, 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 go. And while you like raw is better than perfect, like progress over perfection, but there's still this need of like ruling wisely, ruling decisively, like, setting your boundaries and your systems, making sure everything is a go, making sure that you have everything that you need to know. Yes, sometimes they rhyme when they come through. So it makes it more fun for you and for me. But that's something so that's kind of the theme. You need to become the Queen of Swords or like factor in, like call the Queen of Swords in to help you if you need that. Okay, what else? So, all right. So now give us the tea. What's the issue? Okay. The Nine of Wands. Oh my God. I heard burnout. Literally look at her wands that are burnt on the ground, right? So there's a bit of this like burnout situation. You gotta, you like the issue is you're working too hard and that's why you're all battered and bruised and you feel like, oh my God, I want to quit. But like you can't quit because you're almost at the finish line. So like, don't quit before the miracle comes, but it's also like, you've tried all of these. So this is the download that's coming through. You tried all of these different things. You tried all of these different spells. You tried all of this different magic. You tried all of these different things. And like, it didn't work because you were operating in a system that was set for you to fail. So now you have one wand left, and it's like, now do things differently. Do things your way. Don't do things out from fear. Do things from for freedom, right? Like emancipate yourself, liberate yourself. Um, you have more power than you're giving yourself credit for. That's what's coming through. Okay, what else? I literally was gonna be like, just be happy and free. And like the Two of Cups came out. The Two of Cups came out. I freaking love this card. So, okay, this is crazy that this card is like haunting me. So with the Two of Cups coming out, it's like you need to this is going to be sacred partnerships, but not just romantically, although Venus and Pisces might say otherwise. This is also really going to be like partnerships coming up, like divine partnerships, like karmic relationships, like they like I lie. I don't want to say karmic relationships, but like fated partnerships, fated um meetings, crossings, uh oh my god, I don't know. I'm just getting so many crazy visions, but I feel like you're going to find someone or meet someone. And when I say find, I'm not saying you're searching for them, but you bump into them, you meet them at an event, like they find you, whatever, right? Slide into your DMs, whatever. And it's going to bring you a lot of good fortune and wealth. Like I just keep on hearing this is going to be a very fortuitous relationship. Whether that, and I feel like it's more business, but it's also going to open up your heart. It's also going to show you that not everyone is bad and evil. It's going to show you that there is still kindness in the world, that there is still something worth fighting for, that love still exists, that kindness still exists, that strength still exists, that good humans still exist, that you still have the opportunity to make what you want of this life. And this person is going to reinstill that faith in you. And I'm actually very excited for you. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And also it's funny because, with the ocean card here, right, with the cosmic ocean, I find it very interesting that in this particular Two of Cups card, that there's the ocean in the background. So you take what you will from that. You take what you will from that. Okay, what else? Queen of Pentacles, but let's just, what else? Sit back and receive. Wow, with the King of Swords. The King of Swords. The King of Swords. The King of Swords. So when I see the King of Swords and we started with the Queen of Swords, it's like you're moving into an era where you're going to feel untouchable. I feel like this king, he rules wisely, but he also rules intelligently. I think this is really for some. I don't know if you're a Ravenclaw. I don't know if you're really much like an intellectual, like maybe you are. But this is really about you finally stepping up and aligning your morals and values with your business, with your life, with the way that you do things. I think that what it's coming to me is like you've been living according to someone else's agenda for so long that you're finally now choosing to think for yourself and live by your own morals and values and standards. And it's like you're raising your standards. You're like, I'm not going to deal with this garbage anymore. I'm going to do this from now on. And you're going to rule in a fair, but like a stern but fair way, if that makes any sense. You can still lead with love, but with discernment. I feel like that's encompassing the king of swords. And it's kind of funny because the king and the queen are here. So like I said, divine partnership, like me. This is the issue. Get rid of this and you'll be fine. Get rid of that and you'll be fine. Any final words? Because I feel like that was sort of it. Hold on. Okay. See things from a different perspective. So with the hangman here, it's kind of like, I think it's time for you to like not blend in with the crowd. I think it's time for you to stand out and be different, to be weird, to be a rebel, to go against the grain. Like clearly the people who are just following blindly, like the masses and the sheep, like you're not about that anymore. You know that things need to change. So it's time for you to switch things up and do things differently and speak your truth. And I think a lot of all of this will come to you a lot more easily. There's going to be a way where you are going to be fighting differently and how you're going to be showing up differently, and also how you're going to be running your business or making your wealth. There's just going to be a flip in perspective that's going to cause you to work a lot more strategically and efficiently, so that you can actually rest more and like really start building the life that you want to live without the struggle. It's not going to take very long either, as I pull the judgment card and the eight. Yeah. So, okay. So here's the last channeled message. So, it is now time for you to walk away with the Eight of Cups from the things that are no longer serving you. So anything that is not your truest identity needs to go. It needs to go. Like, thank it for its service and it needs to effing go. You cannot stay where you are and get the life that you want. You have to move on, right? Find better pastures. Um, that's when you're going to finally be able to receive the judgment that you've been looking for. So this is the judgment card. This is probably my favorite judgment card that I have in any of my tarot decks, because it's about finally stepping to the beat of your own drum, to finally play the music or sing the song, to dance to the rhythm of your soul. That is what this is about. All right. And this is also about infusing joy back into the plan, infusing fun back into the workday, um, inviting yourself or giving yourself permission to play. That's that, like to allow your passions to, in a way, save the day. Because when you are lit up about something, it's so much more joyful to create, and like you're going to go a lot farther, right? You just have to be careful not to go back to your old patterns with the devil card here, right? Because it's going to be really tempting when there's a lot of that noise and a lot of that chaos and a lot of the things like trying to come and tell you, hey, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. This would be easier. No, it won't. It's just trying to bring you back into the cage that you already emancipated yourself from, let's be honest, right? And so if you are able to, stand that, then the wheel of fortune is going to come and it's going to turn your favor. Now, this is something where I think it's going to just depend on which road you take, because you can always take the easy way or the hard way. It's kind of up to you. But I personally urge you, right? Or if you were working with me, to, if you choose this path, your karma is going to come for you. Saturn is not effing around right now, right? But if you choose to, you know, let's do this. Wield with discernment with the king and queen of swords, it's going to bring you that victory that you were wanting, right? Um, and it's really interesting because it's like you don't have to fear of like people attacking you with the seven of swords, because just like justice is on your side. And if you haven't started working with Themis or Nemesis herself, I highly suggest you start doing so if you really want retribution for the stuff that you have been through that wasn't fair and where people are taking advantage of you or bullying you or trying to hex you or curse you. Like, you can get what you are owed because you are owed the world. You deserve so much more. So, yeah. Okay, that's the final. So, feel your feelings with the 5 of cups, feel your feelings and then purge, like release those emotions. Then with the 2 of wands, decide what path you want to go on. Then start making your way there with the 6 of swords, and then you will be able to fully leave this old hellhole behind and be able to step into your freedom. Okay, that was really good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I feel better now. I feel better. Yeah. And then the Empress card just shows up. Empress card. So, yeah. And then there's the victory card again. So, I will take it. I will take it. So, all right, let me see if there's anything else that I want to say before I hop off. Let's see. I think that's it. It makes me sad because I do miss my people on TikTok. I'm going to be honest, but we do have to start somewhere, and we just continue to move on. So I'm sure something new will show up too. But if I had to summarize the forecast and like what's coming through, I will say that, take from now until February 17th to really clean your home top to bottom, to prepare for the Lunar New Year. And the reason why I say that, and I do this every year, it's my Chinese tradition, but I also feel like it makes logical sense. But the reason why I clean my home from top to bottom, like be able to do any kind of renovations that need to happen before the Lunar New Year, is because you don't want any of that old energy to like be brought into the new year, right? So you want to sweep away, you want to sweep, you want to cut, you want to whatever. Like, I'm getting my kitchen floor finally redone, because it has just been forever. So, getting that done now is perfect so that when the new year comes, like, it's literally a fresh start. It is like, all right, 2025 is done. The year of the wood snake is done. I, for one, do not need to re experience it. I feel like I was so traumatized last year. Um, and I did not enjoy it at all. And it was done. Like, the moment that the clock on January 31st went to midnight and I was like, it's 2026, I am done. Like, 2025 is done. 2026 is here and I am here for it and I am excited about it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think that the energy, despite all of the horrible things that are happening, I am enjoying the energy better, and I do think that really good things are coming. So do keep your head up, but just, I guess the TLDR version is like, show the F up as your truest self. Embody that identity. You may have to rework some of your morals and values and beliefs, which will then shift your thoughts and actions and then therefore get you different results, which is a good thing, right? Especially if you have not enjoyed your circumstances thus far. But it is going to be really fascinating to see how things culminate, because I it I just keep on seeing, like, if you take the time to really understand who the F you came here to be as a spiritual being and what you came here to do, and then dream that world where we can all live peace, love, and harmony. Like that is the vision, and you can help create that. And you start doing that and you start sharing that. I am telling you, like, you will be massively rewarded. It's going to take a hot second, but it's going to be massively rewarded. People are done with overconsumption. People are done with influencers. People are done with just the constant scrolling. They want something real, they want something meaningful, and you have the capacity to be able to give it to them. So if that appeals to you, then of course, subscribe for free to my YouTube and Substack. I will be coming out soon with some really cool offers that I've been working on behind the wings, and I will be announcing it soon. So I hope that this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what resonated the most and what your truest identity is and what you want to do in what you want to accomplish in 2026. Or if you want an even shorter answer or shorter question to answer, it'd be, what is your word for 2026? What is the word that is going to embody or encompass what your 2026 is going to be about? Is it going to be lucky? Is it going to be blessed? Is it going to be embodiment? Is it going to be freedom, abundance, wealth, uh, love? Drop it in the comments below, and I will see you all soon. All right, take care. You've got this, and I love you.